Really actually try to improve your social skills. Wherever you're going and out, wherever you're out in the marketplace and you see a woman, you know, hey, how you doing? Hey, how's your day going? Speak to the clerks, bro. Work on your social skills. Get out your comfort zone. Because when you stay in your comfort zone, you stay like everybody else.
Fellas, we're back. Today, part 2 of the FTM social transition video. And this is a video that is centered around socially transitioning, how you can actually do it. If you follow these rules, you will socially transition just fine, and you will be less awkward in public. You won't be afraid to go into businesses and shit like that. You won't be afraid to say hey to your waiter. I'm also going to give you some examples of cis men that have the same exact issue. And if you listen, you'll see that they list out the same exact worries and fears that you have as a trans man with social anxiety. Most trans people do not have social anxiety.
Did you know that transgender individuals are diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, or BPD, at a rate nearly 4 times higher than the general population? As a clinical psychologist for over 2 decades, I have to ask, are we seeing a surge in personality pathology, or are we witnessing a massive clinical misunderstanding?
The social anxiety is attached to gender dysphoria because you are afraid that everyone else sees what you see in the mirror.
But recent research from 2024 and 2025 suggests that something else is at play. So when researchers gave clinicians identical patient symptoms, only changing the gender identity, practitioners were significantly more likely to label the transgender patient with BPD. We have to distinguish between a personality disorder and minority stress. So core BPD traits like identity disturbance, emotional reactivity, chronic emptiness, those things can look identical to the psychological toll of severe gender dysphoria and systemic discrimination.
I suffered from it too, and I'm also going to give you some examples as to how I got over that myself years ago. Oftentimes, we don't see in the mirror what other people see because we're living in the past. Dr. Liam here, your coach, FTM, 29 years. Let's get into this shit. As you can see from the examples before, you are not alone. Over 15% of men in the world suffer from social anxiety.
The biggest problem is that we have the social media. The porn is one thing, but it's the expectations, it's all the filters, it's all the guys standing there looking really, really strong, no matter how old they are. It's a focus on testosterone that we need to have a high level all the time to perform. So if we just have a more normal growing up without the social media. Remember, Denmark in the 70s released the porn. We set it free. Now we are getting quite uptight. We're almost getting British. And that is the issue, that we don't talk about it anymore.
And it lies in the lap of social media right now for them. And I honestly feel like it lies in the lap of social media for our community as well.
Listen, once you realize social media is fake, you will be way better off. People get on these apps comparing their relationships to others, comparing themselves to others, and y'all don't even know what's going on off camera. People can be rich on camera but be broke in real life. People are only gonna post the good things that are going on.
Social media gives you this world that you can wake up to, and you see all these perfect people that seem to be so much further ahead than you are. But what you keep forgetting is, number one, social media is not real. Number two, you're only getting highlights of someone's life. And number three, you have transitioned. You've made it. If you stay present in your every day, your every moment, and you celebrate those small wins, you won't fall into that. Let's get into the solutions first. All right. First and foremost, empathy, not apologies. Stop being fake and trying to apologize for everything to make yourself seem like a good person and gain acceptance. Either be you or be quiet. Some of you do the fake tap dance stuff and the soft-spoken guy, but you're actually a vulture underneath it all. And what's brewing underneath it is anger because you're not being your true self. Same thing happens when you meet the nice guy in the cis world. Everybody knows who that guy is. Comes off like the best guy in the world, and he's actually a snake. Why? Because he's not giving empathy, he's giving apologies. What empathy means is, I understand where you're coming from, I see where you're at, but I disagree, and this is how I feel. I understand where you're coming from, I see where you're at, but these are my boundaries, and no one breaks them. Your sob story can't become, something for me to make a priority or incite urgency in me to do something for you. Empathy, not apologies. Stop being fake. Number 2, boundaries. If you don't set boundaries, then you will be walked over by everyone and you'll lead right back to who? That weak, mad, angry guy. These are the people that get on social media and can tell you everything about lifting a weight, looking a certain way, posing in the mirror with your homies, but you can't go into a restaurant and ask for something with authority and assertiveness. You can't correct someone in your family who is absolutely misgendering you. You can make excuses for that, but you can get on social media and make it seem like you're totally in control. And that's not the case. You have to go through a whole lot of fucking pain in life as a man to gain that type of control in life. And what gets it is not arrogance or taking it. People give it to you. It's called respect. And why? Because you walk into a room without that awkward shit on your belt. Exit from disrespect. That's number 3. Disrespect has no place in your life. Don't make excuses for it. Wash your hands of it, underhanded comments. There's no need to go back and forth. You say what you say. If they come back again, leave the conversation. Exit from disrespect. It's simple. A person will show you. Leave. This includes a relationship. Some of y'all are with women that treat you like shit just so you can say you got a woman in your life. Meanwhile, you're misunderstood, you're sad, you're angry, you're unhappy, you're developing hatred towards women underneath it all, and you're lying to everyone around you. And people can see through it, believe it or not. And the minute a woman comes around that gives you this much attention, you're going to get excited, and she's going to know it. And God forbid she's a snake, because then she got you. And that's years of turmoil you're about to put yourself through thinking you're the man because you're lying to everyone. Exit disrespect. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. To a point where you don't even have to make an announcement. You listen, you hear it, I'm good. And usually the person that's disrespectful, they don't come running for you because they know what they did. That's why they did it. They're testing your boundaries. See? Number 4, and probably the most important, check yourself. And these are for the it is always personal guys. Every year it's personal. Every year it should not be fucking personal. At some point, you should have cashed that check for yourself. If every year it's personal, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and you need to be quiet and get to work. Social media will have you watching people that say this, and they give you these clips of them and their lady out on dates. They give you clips of them doing this and them doing that. Meanwhile, they do not have the confidence to be in a group of men that are not their friends or somebody that they're calling aunt, daddy, pop, or some shit like that. Am I talking about you going out and making friends? No, I'm talking about you existing in the world. If you choose to make friends, you'll know how. Because people will come to you. Number 5, stop living in the past. Some of you do this before and after shit, and it's hilarious. Why do you keep putting up pictures of what you used to look like? Why? Because it makes you feel better. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. Some people clicked off right then because it makes you feel better. If you would live for now, if you would look in the mirror and appreciate the man that you're becoming, you don't want to look at those pictures. Nobody knows what I looked like before. Why? Because it don't fucking matter. My wife has never seen a before picture of me. For what? Hell, I don't even know where one is. But what's the point? I took from that part of my life what I wanted. That was inside. That's what some of you don't get. This is a shell. Who you are is inside. That's why you have people in people's comments talking about, I have social anxiety because I know I'm a trans guy, but I don't know if I want to be a girl. You're not trans. Check yourself. Stop living in the past. Be real. Understand, fellas, we are not alone.
Try this one time if you ever feel like that again. I've done things like excuse myself, and I'll go outside. Gather myself for a minute, then I'll go back in, you know? And it's pretty much subsided there. Worst come to worst, especially like, let's say I'm on set and I'm having an episode, it starts with the sweating. So I'll get some ice water. Just sipping it. After a while, forget all about it. I'm cooled down, too. Let's go. Little micromanagements here and there and shit, but never try to, I won't say, you shouldn't embrace that feeling because it becomes part of your everyday life and shit, and it'll trick you.
Yeah.
And again, just live on the fact that it ain't as bad as you think it's going to be. And I think that helps.
The human brain was not designed for social media at all. You're not supposed to wake up in the morning, pick up your phone, and see a video of a guy getting his head chopped off, a post about World War III being around the corner, and then a picture of your ex in their new relationship. 10 minutes into your day and you're convinced the world is ending, your anxiety's through the roof, you feel lonely, and you haven't even gone outside yet, and then you do go outside and the sun is shining, people are smiling and laughing, the birds are chirping, absolutely nothing is wrong. So you started your day.
20 years of getting over my social anxiety in 60 seconds. More, and I realized that I was just scared. Scared of what people were going to think of me. Scared that they looked at me a certain way. And scared that I wasn't going to be accepted. Then I learned I was so worried about their approval that I forgot about my own. Number two, I realized another big piece of this was I was scared of my own social awkwardness. So I felt like if I avoided other people or I kept it dry, I could save other people the burden of feeling awkward. But to get better at speaking to people and to get over my awkwardness, I had to put myself out there. So I had to realize that this is for me and my growth, and along the way, there's gonna be a lot of awkward moments. And it was fucking painful, but I had to accept it. Number three, your brain kind of works like a bank account. Every time you avoid social situations or you avoid women, you withdraw confidence from your account. Every time you take action and show yourself that you can step in the face of fear, you deposit confidence into your account. So the second I stopped avoiding the social events, stopped avoiding the people I would see out in public, and started to actually start to look at this and do this for me.
In this social anxiety thing. But where you are alone is if you go through that list and you live that, you will stand out from the rest. When you walk into a room, you're not awkward. Everyone else is.
You want to know how to never be awkward ever again? Because I cured my social anxiety 2 weeks ago, and I got to share this with y'all because I cracked the code. You have to project all of it. Whatever awkwardness you feel inside of you, you take accountability for none of that and realize that you are the only one with social skills in a world of incredibly awkward freaks, and you have to approach them with compassion and make them feel better because they just don't know how to do it themselves. And the more that you believe this, the more you realize it's actually true. And when you approach people, they have no idea how to receive you. They are very awkward, and you've been taking credibility for it the entire time.
It's very common for people who are struggling with gender dysphoria to start believing that they're also struggling with social anxiety, and then believing that they might be more introverted in nature. Now, there's some people who are more introverted in nature, but usually what I see is the social anxiety is a byproduct of gender dysphoria.
That's how you should feel. That way, you walk, you're going where you're going, your eyes are peeled forward, you got shit to do. Why do you have to go in the grocery store? Because you need groceries. Sometimes people are going to stare at you because you're beautiful.
Quite a few times.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably. Over the.
Okay, I can't be the only one who drives all the way to a store and then I've been sitting in my car for 20 minutes because I can't get myself to go in. And everybody's going into the store I need to go into. And it's noon on a Tuesday. Everyone should be busy. I always go shopping on weekdays during the day. And I'm not the only one who needs to shop, but it's I just have so much anxiety. I can't go in there. But I need to go in there. I've decided I'm leaving. I can't do it right now.
Some of these people that you'll see, my examples, are trans folks that are absolutely gorgeous and do not know it because they are not present. They're not looking in the mirror and congratulating themselves. And social media is a double-edged sword. Be careful, fellas, because you get validation and you get hate. If you're not mentally ready for it, it's gonna take you out.
And if you call me a girl, make sure you put used to be a in front of it. Whack ass hoe.
There are people that come on here and try to hate. I love to go one for one. I'm that type of one. I'm that type of motherfucker. And I love it. And you'll get here. This is where you need to get. Little man, yeah, that's where you need to be. I know who I am. I did this shit. I built this shit brick by brick. It's no fault. All right, fellas, remember, we are not the only ones. As you can see, cis men go through this shit all the time. That should make you feel better. Now, when you go out in the world, you know that about every other man that you're looking at feels the exact same way that you do. And probably don't know that you're trans. Remember that. You're not.
If you say you're trans and you also say that you have social anxiety, I want to tell you why that is probably not true. So for me, I struggled a lot like earlier on in my transition with what I thought was like social anxiety. Like I could scarcely like walk into a room without getting very overwhelmed. And I thought that it was easier for me to say like, oh, this is just an anxiety thing. It's an uncontrollable. It's just going to be with me for like the rest of my life. But then later I was like, I probably need to unpack it a little bit more, because why am I upset whenever I go into a room? And a lot of it inevitably came down to me not putting a lot of effort into my transition. At the time of all of this going down, I would get bullied extremely severely, like whenever I would walk into a room. You know, I was like in like middle to high school. So a lot of my issues came down to not putting a lot of effort into my transition, not prioritizing, you know, things that would make me like look better and thus get treated better by my peers. And so when I started to address those things, I noticed that I love socializing. I'm an extremely social being, social person who likes to talk to people. And you may be struggling with the same thing. So whenever you say that you have social anxiety, where I would encourage you to ask, like, where is that coming from? Because you might find that it's not an anxiety, really, that it is a purely environmental thing. And it's something that you almost subject yourself to. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, obviously, like I said, like I've done it. And really it just takes like a few months of work to completely fix it.
You no longer look the way you did. And if you don't wake up and see it now, you're going to look back at pictures and say, damn, I was cute. That's what happened to me. How did I get through it? I did these things. That's why I'm able to tell you. That's why I'm able to sit here now. And that's why you won't go online and see these fascinating clips of my life, because my life is private. When you have a happy life, you secure it like a baby. That's where contentment will find you. And it'll only find you after doing the shadow work, after getting up from wherever you are and going out. That doesn't mean you have to talk to anyone. It just means conquer your fear. If your fear is going out and buying avocados, go buy avocados. It does not mean that you have to talk to anyone except for the clerks. Those people are there to be talked to. If you see clerks that are FTM, MTF, gender fluid, I talk to those people all the time on purpose because I know how they feel. I'll throw a wink and be like, hey, man, we're everywhere. I'm trans too. Yes, even gender fluid folks, because there's no need to be mean to anyone. I'm not going to sit there and break down, well, we're not the same. Meanwhile, this person's probably going through hell while working at a big retail store. Use these tools. Use them, and you will not be part of the 1.7 to 2.9%, the 5 million men in this world. Well, 5 million people in this world, most of the men that have anxiety. Shadow work, confidence that's quiet and calm, responding rather than reacting, getting the chip off your shoulder that you have from your past. Stop looking at those fucking pictures and move forward. Be honest with yourself and move forward. Fellas, they're gonna come twice a week. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and enjoy your weekend.